Attention Caribbean authors and creators. Are you looking to elevate your literary journey? This is Kevin George, your host and presenter from TLC Tropical Literature Creatives, and I'm thrilled to share an exciting opportunity with you, introducing our bespoke promotional services designed exclusively for authors of Caribbean heritage. Whether you're a seasoned professional or a rising star, we're here to amplify your voice. From getting the word out about your book launch, your self-publishing services, or workshops, to sharing services that you offer to fellow authors and creatives. Visit our website or reach out to us today to explore how we can tailor our expertise to showcase your literary brilliance. Let's unlock the next chapter of success together. Greetings, listenership. Welcome to TLC, Tropical Literature Creatives, the podcast where we interview authors of Caribbean heritage about themselves and about their literary works. Today we have with us the terrific Tristan Walker, author of the book Another Last Chance. Tristan, welcome to Tropical Literature Creatives.
Good day, Kevin. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you for agreeing to be interviewed. Which Caribbean island do you hail from?
Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah. The reason I ask is there's a scenario that I usually give to all the persons who I interview. The scenario is this. Imagine I come to Trinidad and Tobago for the very first time. We meet up at Piaco International Airport. And I would ask you, Tristan, what do you recommend that I try as I'm here in Trinidad and Tobago for the very first time? What food should I try? What place should I visit? What would you recommend to me?
Okay, I would recommend both. I could recommend you visit the mud volcano. Very interesting. You can take pictures, have a good time. You could even take a dip in the mud. And for food, because of my choice, I love pilau, so I'll say a nice hot pilau, any meat of your choice, with avocados on the side. Can go.
I mean, that sounds like, I like how Trinidad sounds when it is that you put it like that, man.
Thank you.
Now, tell us about your book, Another Last Chance. Not too much, because we still want persons to go out and to buy the book.
Okay, so Another Last Chance is my first novel. It was published in February of 2018. It is a crime fiction based in Trinidad and Tobago. So
when you say based in Trinidad and Tobago, if it is that you're reading, we'll read about like places in Trinidad and Tobago, like Port of Spain, like Curep, like St. James, like Labre, and I think like even Moruga too, places like that.
you'll read places about Trinidad. You'll get to Mount Hope, Shogunas. Most of the book is based in Shogunas because I am from Central. So most of my books are based in Central.
Okay.
The main character is from Central. And yeah.
Okay, I think I like the sound of this already.
Yes.
Are you a full-time writer?
No, I am not. I am also a police officer. So I am doing writing part-time for now.
So seeing that your book is a crime novel, crime fiction novel, would you say that your field of employment has affected your or influenced or encouraged your writing?
Yes, I will say that it had an impact on the writing a lot in the sense that terms, the jargons I use because of my everyday patrolling activities, how we would deal with people, and things that I saw while working out in the field. So it impacted the writing a lot.
But you're a police officer. Why choose to explore writing?
I was always good at creative writing in school, so I decided to push it a little further, and I started to learn writing from scratch, ways of writing, best-selling books, and all these different things from best-selling authors. I read up on a lot of New York Times bestsellers, and this is where I'm at today.
It sounds like you're really into the field.
Yes. I love it. So far, so good.
When it came to putting this book together, is it something that you did yourself, or did you have the assistance of other persons, for example, like authors to proofread, or your family giving you feedback for the drafts that you'd have done, or did you do the graphics on the cover yourself, or did you get assistance for these things?
Okay, so the proofreading was mostly family members, but my editor is Kevin Singh.
Wait, Kevin,
He was the editor for Another Last Chance and also my second novel, which is Creative Justice. Both novels were self-published, and he was the author. He was the editor of both.
sorry to cut you
So,
across. When you said Kevin Baldusing, is this the guy? I think I remember Kevin Baldusing writing like columns for the Trinidad Express. Is this the
yes,
same?
that is the same Kevin Baldusing.
Ah, interesting, interesting. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. All right. Sorry to cut you across. Continue, continue.
Right. So, in terms of the cover design, it is done on Fiverr.
Okay. And you mentioned another novel. You said that there's a follow-up novel to the one that you did?
Okay, so Another Last Chance was published in 2018. Creative Justice was self-published in 2019. But due to the pandemic, quarantine, lockdown, I sent it to a traditional publisher and they accepted it.
Oh.
So it will be republished May 22nd of this year,
Mm-hmm.
2024.
Mm-hmm.
And it is part of a crime series. It is 10 books in the series, and it is endorsed by UK authors such as Lee Child, Ian Rankin, Val McDermott, and others. So
Endorsed,
it's something
endorsed, you
to,
see? Endorsed.
yes, it is endorsed by those authors. And they are actually international best-selling authors,
Yeah,
selling multi-million and 100 million copies worldwide. So it
yeah.
is something looking forward to in May.
Yeah, Lee Charles, I think he's the author, the writer for the Jack Reacher series.
Yes, that is the first time.
Same Lee Charles.
Yes, yes.
Man, Tristan, you're a guy from Trinidad and you're making it big, man.
And the good thing about being part of the series, I am also on a contract for other novels. So what other novels I have, they will accept it.
Tristan, I don't know what to say. I mean, at
Yeah.
first I'm thinking I'm just interviewing an author from my home country, who would have just put out a crime novel. And here it is, you're telling me that your novels would have been endorsed by the likes of Lee Childs, etc., and would have been published internationally and so forth. Christian, you're holding out on us, man.
And it is to come.
Okay, okay. Uh, seeing that seeing that you would have pushed that you would have done two books so far. The first being Another Last Chance, the second being Creative Justice. When is your third book supposed to come out?
Okay, I am presently working on my third novel. I
Mhm.
actually stopped writing, well, I didn't write since COVID. It's something I'm not too pleased about, but I started back writing last month,
Mhm.
and I am hoping to finish that book I was hoping to finish it by May. So between May and June, I will send it off to the publishers.
When it comes to your writing, do you have like a method, a formula, or a process? Like for example, do you write like a paragraph every day, or do you write when the spirit moves you, if you want to call it that?
Once I start writing and I decide to write frequently, I would write between a time, so I set a time frame apart from my work schedule. So I might write a few hours, whether it's 5 hours a day, 3 hours a day. So I don't write with words, I write with time.
Okay. And that process has been working for you so far.
It is working perfectly well.
You had mentioned that your first book was self-published, but the other book, it was the project was accepted by a traditional publisher. Why did you choose to change from self-publishing with your first book to a traditional publisher for your second book?
Only only because of the COVID, I decided to send it off to a traditional publisher. But now, looking back at it now, that was one of the best decisions I ever made. So, not to say I am sticking with traditional publishing only, I would also self-publish books in between a certain fraction in between will be self-published. I might send off 3 to traditional publishing, publish 1 for myself and keep on going in that routine.
How has the reception been for the book so far?
So for the self-published, Another Last Chance, the only thing with the self-published, you actually have to do everything personally. So in terms of ad, marketing, getting the book out there, you have to do all the work. So know that I'm also a police officer. it's a little hectic, but it's coming along. But with traditional publishing, and my book is coming out in May, I know majority of my readers will gravitate to my previous book, which is Another Last Chance. So I am not worried at the moment.
And we're not worried either, the way that you sound like you have things in hand. Where your book is concerned, are you open to the idea of your book being developed into maybe a film or a short TV series or something along those lines?
So with my traditional contract, it is up for offers in terms of movies, languages, and these sort of things. So I am very open to it. My publishers will be the one dealing with that though.
In terms of the self-publishing part of it, can you give us a bit of insight into your experience? Was it an easy process? Was it difficult to learn? Did you have the assistance of persons to learn the process?
I did not have any assistance, which was a little difficult, but I'm thankful for the experience, and now I am glad that I did it on my own. So I know the process. Anybody asks, I will know the process. I will know how to advise them accordingly. So yeah, I'm glad I took that path.
Having written,
The Another Last Chance is actually published by my self-published company, Dimex Publishing. Yeah, so I registered a company back in 2018, got my IPN numbers, and that was my idea to publish, because I wanted to publish one book per year. And before COVID, it was going good. Another Last Chance 2018, Creative Justice 2019. But COVID, quarantine kind of slowed me down with the market and everything. Bookstores being closed. Yeah.
Okay, I mean, understandable. Where the pandemic was concerned, it was a very interesting time. I don't think we've experienced something like that in our lifetimes. And
Especially work-wise, I was called out on the job because we are first responders, so we call out on the job a lot. So I had to put my best foot forward, and I put writing on a back burner for a while. I only started back last month.
okay.
I did a little writing in between, but not no completed work.
As you mentioned, I understand that you are a police officer, so during the pandemic, you guys had to be outside there. So there was, yeah, you guys were hardly inside. No writing for you. You're out there. You're doing your creative justice.
Yeah, no writing, no resting.
No writing, no resting. In terms of the book covers, I'm looking at Another Last Chance here. What was your inspiration for the design?
Okay, so working with someone on Fiverr, I put a few pictures together and sent it to them. But the inspiration was really me picking out a part in the book that will have some significance to the readers. So that is why I see him behind bars. That's actually a part in the book.
All right.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
Um, uh, Talking about the book itself, what was the inspiration for the story? Because I myself, I started reading it and it got my attention. In addition to the story, one of the main characters carries the same name as myself. So I was like, this guy, Kevin, let's see where this goes. So, but this story in particular, what was the inspiration for it?
Okay, so my ideas is me just putting pen to paper, using my mind, the characters, and just letting the characters do the thing. So I write freehand. Another Last Chance was not plotted. Creative Justice was not plotted. Both stories were me sitting, I have 3 hours or 5 hours to work. I sit in front of the laptop, and I just start typing away. Whatever comes to my head, I put it on paper. Another Last Chance, I took about 3 months to write that. Creative Justice, I took about 2.5, yeah, barely the same time, 2.5 to 3 months. So
I'm I I'm just curious about something. How did you happen to come across Lee Childs? Because I'm just curious about that.
Right, so I sent my manuscript to several publishers. Got back. I heard back from a few of them. One of them was Black Spring Press, and they held on to the book. They email every now and then, let me know something big coming up, and my book will be part of a series. Once everything works out, my book will become part of a series. And they took the manuscript to the editor, who is Luca Vest, and he saw it, he was interested, and that is how my manuscript became part of that series.
Interesting. Now we know.
Yeah.
Being a police officer, first responder, and also an author, what advice would you give for someone who would be looking at you from the outside, would be seeing that you've been able to accomplish these things, and they're saying to themselves, I've seen Tristan do it. I want to do it too. What advice would you give for somebody like that?
The interesting thing, again, is that I started writing from scratch, and the reason I said that is in terms of plotting, settings, all these things, I empty my knowledge from everything I knew and getting full new knowledge from books, internet, Google. So it is something that's out there. Everything out there. The books out there, the internet out there. Just research everything at the tip of your finger. So read up on it, read your genre, whatever you want to write. Continue reading, watch how authors write, watch how the plot work, and you continue writing. If you want to be an author, you need to write, you need to read. You cannot be an author without writing, you cannot be an author without reading. Both go hand in hand. So for the people who say they want to be an author and don't like to read, I think they should change that. There's a lot of reading, a lot of reading. I read a lot of books. As of now, as of 2014, I listen to a lot of audiobooks. And I read a lot of books. I maybe read about 2 books every week.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Mostly crime fiction. I only read books in my genre. So I only read crime fiction, and I only read New York Times bestsellers or international bestsellers.
So I guess you can tell where you get your ideas from.
Yes.
In terms of the genre, you mentioned that you read mainly crime fiction, bestsellers, etc. Have you found any books of that genre in the Caribbean or written by Caribbean authors?
In my research stage and reading now, I am still learning. I am still adapting myself. So I mostly read books from international authors. For now, I mostly read books from, in terms of crime fiction, I mostly read books from international authors. But if someone wants to suggest something that they want me to read, I am open to it.
Then I think Tropical Literature Creatives needs to feature more book authors of this particular genre. We need to suggest some work for you, man.
And I will read it. Because I actually follow your page and I see certain authors. I can name Candy Moore. I love her style of writing. I think she's from South. I love her style of writing. I actually read her book, so it wasn't really a crime fiction, right? But I read her book, which was, I give her a 5-star rating because it deserved it.
Okay, Candy Moore, if you're listening, recommendations from Tristan right now.
So she could read my book and and also speak the truth. I'm not asking for 5 stars, I'm asking for the truth.
Okay.
Which most likely would be 5 or 6 stars, but
All right. Well, speaking of books, if it is that we're interested in getting copies of your books, where can we get them?
okay, so my book is available. Another Last Chance is available now. Creative Justice isn't available until May, but you can pre-order on Amazon. That is Creative Justice. But for Another Last Chance, you can get my book on Amazon. It is available on Barnes & Noble. It's available in Trinidad at RIK, Nigel Alcan, Mohammed's Bookstore, and also Sharon's Bookstore.
All right. And if it is that we're reading copies of the Kindle book, what I learned is that when it is that persons read those books and you leave a review, it really helps with the visibility of the book and it also helps the author as well. So I think if it is that I'm going to get a copy of your book, like using that route, I'll leave a review. I'll leave a review.
And I will appreciate that. Also, for I believe I will leave it up a little while. So for the persons who listen, if you go onto my Facebook page, I'm not sure when I will post this, but as of now, my book is the Kindle version of my book is free on my Facebook page, and I will even leave a link. I will leave a link under your video. So whoever listening and we just find the video, click on the link. You'll read the entire book, not part. You'll read the entire of Another Last Chance, free of charge. All you have to do is just be willing and just be supportive.
All right. Okay. Oh,
and you will not regret it.
okay.
So all the other services just give you a guarantee. I guarantee you, they will not give you.
All right. Only hearing it from the man himself. No regrets. None.
No regrets.
All right.
And no regrets for the upcoming books too, because I only on chapter 5 and I already some tension, and I know this will be a next book for the crime series, a next book for Lee Child crime series.
All right.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Tristan Walker. Tristan, thank you very much for making yourself available to be interviewed by Tropical Literature Creatives at this time. For anybody who's listening, would you like to leave any closing words or any pieces of advice?
Well, I already gave the advice in terms of writing. I'm very passionate about writing. So that is still my advice. I want to see more authors step up, more authors come out, because there's a lot of authors who may not write, who are writing good, but will stop and they may not write because they might feel they may not get any sales, they might not know how to go about doing it. I am here to guide, I'm here to assist, and I did not have any assistance, and that is very difficult, and I know how that is for you. So I am here for anybody who is willing to write, reach out to me, no problem.
Okay.
We can go further.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for that encouragement, Tristan. I'll make
No
sure
problem.
I'll make sure I include your contacts in the show notes so persons, if it is that they are interested, they can reach out to you.
No problem. I love that.
Okay.
Thanks again.
Thank you very much again, Mr. Walker.
Okay, enjoy.
Okay.
You've been listening to TLC, Tropical Literature Creators. If you've heard something of interest or something you like, reach out to us. Reach out to our authors. Follow us on social media. We look forward to hearing from you.